Well, happy Halloween! It is Halloween, finally. Man, my favorite holiday of the year, bar none. I love everything about it. I love the candy. I love going out and finding pumpkins and carving up the pumpkins and turning them into jack-o'-lanterns and what? What? How? What? Really? How did...
wait.
Come on.
Hold on. Hey, sorry. Hold on, Natty. It's, actually almost middle of November at this point. I know... I know. I understand. I like Halloween a lot, too, but it was weeks ago. It was like a long time ago. I don't know if you fell asleep. I don't know what happened. I know you've been really busy because you're always telling everybody just how busy you are. But, yeah, we can't
I hope I got the
Halloween
receipt for all these
right now.
costumes, and I'm looking around the room here. We got decorations. We got was that a bobbin for apples? We got to return all this stuff. We can't sell it if we ain't having a Halloween episode right now. Then what am I? Why did I go to the store and purchase all this?
Yeah,
stuff?
how is it middle of November? We should probably could have put a calendar up somewhere in here, or have any kind of indication as to what day it is. I see the calendar on the wall over there. That's from 1987. So that's not helping me right now, okay? That doesn't do anything good at all. Man, 2 weeks ago? I completely missed everything. I missed Halloween.
Yes, it was a long time ago. We did a group costume, right? And I was eggs and bacon, and Aloysius was orange juice. And then Rufus, you were a scone or an? Oh no, yes, you were a biscuit. That's right. And so we were we called ourselves a country breakfast. You were supposed to be gravy, but you never showed up to the party, and so we missed you. And but it was a lot of fun. Can't do a Halloween episode now, okay? We gotta move on to the future. There's a lot of other holidays that are coming up that we need to acknowledge and represent and do everything for. So we have a lot of episodes left, so let's just put the Halloween on the shelf, and sorry, I hurt my back there for a second, and then we can move on to maybe the Thanksgiving or something. We can invite Turkey to come, and he loves to talk on the podcast.
I'm
do his
actually miserable right now.
And everything. Right?
I missed an entire holiday. I don't even care that I missed 2 weeks of life, but I did. I missed Halloween. What have I been so busy doing? Why have I completely managed to miss and ignore? And not really ignore, but I missed Halloween. How did that even happen?
Somebody got it in their head that somebody had to have a comedy festival. They were like, oh, look at me. Out of nowhere, I'm just going to invent, I think, a comedy festival. And you did that, and now it's coming up really soon. And it might have already happened. I don't even know because I have completely removed myself from that situation. And, maybe you started to miss a lot of things in life because you're doing such a giant, ridiculous thing. It's like, hey, wait, you guys went and played putt-putt, mini-golf without me? Where was I? You were building a rocket ship. It's like you got bigger things on your plate right now, and we didn't want to bother you. So, you missed country breakfast, Halloween, kind of amazing. Won the costume contest. That's right, everybody.
Contest?
High five in the air. High five. There you go, producer.
I've never even been in the rankings of a costume contest, and I was gonna be gravy. That's a weird and terrible but amazing thing to be for Halloween. I've never been gravy. I've never been a condiment. I've just been whatever I can find. But Rufus, I got. So wait, we have all this stuff around, all these decorations and all this can you? I guess if we've missed it, and if we're not gonna do Halloween for this episode, if we're gonna just move on to something completely different, what can we return the stuff? Do you have producer? Do you have receipts for all the stuff? Is that something can you?
No? Natty, so okay. I do. Right. I do have receipts. However, we got everything you know, when there's a building, it was maybe a business, and maybe it was just like, just like a lean-to with some sticks, and then people aren't there anymore, and then the second you blink and it's September, and then all of a sudden it's a Halloween store, you know? It's like there was a hospital over there. Oh my goodness, the hospital closed, a Halloween store, like that, you know? Hey, remember when we used to go to the park and there was that fun little ice cream place down in the corner? Oh, tonight's a Halloween store. We went to one of those, right? But the thing is, once you go to the Halloween store, you buy the things. If you ever try to go back,
I
it's
was
not there.
wondering about that, because I put it up in my maps on my telephone here, and I said, Halloween store. And it was trying to send me to Sacramento. And that's far away. And I said, Halloween store close to me. And it didn't understand what that. So I said, Halloween store near my location. And then the phone had the guff to say to me, would you like me to use your current location? I said, well, of course I do. What I said was, I was looking near my location. Of course I want you to use my current location. I'm not going to just inventify some place that I'm going to be in the next hour and 37 minutes. Like, I want to know right now. If I wanted to know then I would be asking you then. Little map robot. I don't even know what his name is, but he's got a little bit of an attitude. I don't know if you ever been driving around with this little robot, and he's always like, turn left, and I'm like, I'm in the right lane. I can't turn left right now, little robot. And he's like, you missed your chance, mister. Your new nickname is Mr. Chance, because you missed your chance, and now you're gonna recalculate. Why are we still using 2020, whatever this is, using the term recalculate? You ain't recalculating nothing. You just going back into the map and fixing my flub. Why don't you call it flub refixing or something like that, all right? Because now I'm getting heated. I'm getting angry. Anyway, I tried to go back to that Halloween store, the one where I bought all this stuff, because I forgot to get the little wax vampire teeth that we're gonna have. We're gonna have a little game, and I went back and it was gone. Like tumbleweeds in the store.
So,
gone.
I think that maybe not this podcast, clearly, because we can't do this, but some podcast needs to do some research, do a deep dive. Maybe one season is, where do all these stores go, and then where do they come from? They just appear out of night. It's like, oh, empty shopping center. Ew, it's a Halloween store. Yeah? And then whenever, I don't know, the strike of midnight on November, I don't know the day, because I don't know if they're open like a day after. I don't know. But where do all these things go? Where do the employees go? Are they sucked back down into like some hole in the ground, or do they go to like a warehouse in Secaucus or something like that? That is
New Jersey. That sounds like a terrible podcast. It sounds like it would be maybe one episode. It would just consist. I guess you could pad it out a little bit. Do the when I was growing up, we always read a lot of stories and heard a lot of stories and heard a lot of tales about stuff. And then when I was, you could do meet everybody in town, and how they could talk about, when I was here, this was a Skipper's store, and we used to go to Skipper's all the time, whatever it is. And then, the first episode is just like the build up to what the town used to be. And you know what? Now I'm seeing it. You can make an entire season out of this. That's fine. And then the Halloween store came, but no one knew. It's okay. I'm gonna give it that. But anyway, so Rufus, you went back to get the wax teeth, but they weren't there. And I think it's my understanding that we do have receipts for a lot of this stuff. Does anybody if we're not going to do a Halloween episode, who's going to be in charge of returning all of the stuff?
I think as long as you understand it's not going to be me, because I'm not comfortable going to the return desk, because I just feel like I'm being judged. You know, they've got like several different lines, but the lines aren't labeled as anything, and so you'll get in the wrong line, and sometimes maybe there's other people in the lines, and you go, hey, you try to, buddy up, buddy system. Hey, what are you in here for? You know, what are you in for? And they're like, I have an online order to pick up. And you're like, oh, I'm trying to return something. Do you know if it matters if I'm standing in, and they're like, I can't say anything. I don't want to get in trouble, all right? I don't want to lose my spot in line because I'm trying to explain to you something that I don't even know the answer to, okay? So there's that stress. Then you get to the front of the line, and it doesn't even matter if there's nobody else there. They'll say, what do you want? And you say, I have a return. And they say, you're in the wrong line. And you look around, there's no other lines. There's places for lines. And they just stare at you until you move out of this line. You go to that line, you walk through the thing, and then bing, bang, boom, you're up at the front. But look at that. Somehow, there's 16 people in the line where you just were, and now you're back in the back of the back. And if you ever even make it to the front, if you're ever lucky enough to make it to the front, then they're really, why you here, huh? And you're like, I gotta return all this stuff. Okay, got a receipt? I actually don't have a receipt. Well, do you have an account with us? I don't know. Let's try this phone number. That didn't work? Perfect. What, do I have the credit card that I used? I don't know what credit card I used. I don't know. Let's try this one. That didn't work? Perfect. Yeah, I've got other credit cards. It's just this ordeal to the point where I just keep the stuff, okay? Then I put it all in the yard sale next year, and then it's someone else's problem or gift or whatever you will have.
I do like to keep receipts because those are legally binding documents, and legally binding documents that we got legally binding, right? And so I keep a record of them. I keep boxes of them, and then I store the box. I put the dates on the box. And so I got all these receipts. I got all these records, but I twisted my toe the other day, so I'm not as mobile as I once was. So I can find the paper trail, but I'm gonna have to defer to someone else. And I assume, Aloysius, if you ain't going to go in, then I guess maybe it's up to you, Natty. Maybe you, producer. Seems like something you might enjoy, going to talking to people and whatnot.
I'm actually very busy. We're getting ready for the next holiday show. There's a big holiday coming up, Thanksgiving and everything. So I'm going to give this one over to pass the buck to you, Natty. You can take care of it. You're the one who slept through Halloween anyway, right?
Wait,
Come
no,
on, Gravy.
I will not
do
accept
it.
the nickname as Gravy. That is a terrible nickname, and that is not fair, and I won't take it. But I will take the stuff back because we do need the money.
Yeah, we do, Gravy.
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/nattybumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.